Today we're going to look at an internet connection for a large business site and the possible misuse and abuse that goes on over the internet connection throughout the day. Network abuse is the use of your network for purposes other than what your company policy requires. The use of this activity can be significant, and larger the organisation, the greater the likelihood of this occurring. Abuse can be quite innocent and just waste time and use up bandwidth, although there is still a cost, as each hour spent using Facebook or streaming video costs the company both directly and indirectly. For example, while listening to the radio, a distraction reduces the productivity of your user and uses up your expensive bandwidth that should be used for the benefit of your business. Abuse can also include dangerous and illegal activity such as usage of the dark web, and who knows what the cost of that could be if anything illegal is linked back to your organisation. Let me show you how easy it is to identify this kind of traffic with NetScope. So what we've got here on the current screen is NetScope viewing a couple of hours period, and what we're looking at here currently is the link as a whole. So we're looking at the whole internet link and the activity of that link. So this is the inbound traffic and that's the outbound traffic. So what I want to show you today specifically is the makeup of this traffic and how some of it can be unnecessary traffic to your organization. If we zoom in on the web traffic class, we can see we've just narrowed down to the web traffic here. If I go over and have a look at the top traffic classes here, we can see that there are some traffic classes that I have created to highlight some of the types of traffic you may not want to be passing over your internet connection. We can see here that we've got some dark web activity, or the onion router, which is used for encrypted network and often used for nefarious uses. Some news sites, so people browsing news sites of a morning and lunchtime generally. Some known malware sites where there is a chance that users can have their computers compromised by visiting those sites, and a social network site, Facebook, I've also created as well. So what we can see at a glance is NetScope looking for inside each packet and determining whether the web use is legitimate or non-legitimate. So what we can do with NetScope is have a look at each of these segments of web traffic and find out the details of that. So let's have a look at dark web. So I'll move down here and have a look at dark web and have a look at the activity of the dark web. NetScope detects the dark web when a user uses the Tor browser, which is an encrypted mechanism by which they can browse the dark web. And although the dark web by itself is not illegal, lots of illegal activity is carried out on the dark web. Here we can see this is the activity just for the dark web, and I can have a look at where this traffic is coming from. So on this particular network, this IP address is an internal IP, and this is the local user creating all this dark web activity. If we have a look at Facebook, we can see a similar pattern. We've got these two IP addresses for this time period are accessing Facebook. So then you can see these are the local users accessing Facebook and using Facebook at this time throughout the day. So what we can do with NetScope is we can block any of these traffic types, and the important traffic types we can protect to ensure that they have the lowest latency possible. So today we've touched on how you can use NetScope to monitor your business internet connection and find misuse and abuse of your internet connection by your users. And briefly at the end we touched on how you can use NetScope to then block all that unnecessary traffic. However, that's beyond the scope of this particular video, and we will follow up with another video showing you how you can block this traffic with NetScope.